my live stream. Okay, that's better. Hello, Rishu. How are you? You don't have your audio yet. Hello, Rishu. Hello, hello, hello. I can't hear you, Rishu. You are muted. You have to unmute. I'm wondering if you are talking or not. I think there's only you and me. Actually, we're early. So I've got some questions here that I can use. And I want to be also asked some questions so that I can answer and practice also. Rishu, I can't hear you. I'm not sure if you are there or not. Okay, so maybe I'll just practice on my own. So part 1 questions. Are you working or studying? So I'll answer like I'm doing both. I'm studying at the same time I'm also working.
Hello?
Hello, Rishu. Oh, so you are there.
Yeah, hi. Actually, I was struggling with my headphones, so that's the reason.
Okay. So do you want us to start?
Yeah, we can start.
Okay. So do you want me to ask questions or you ask me questions? What do you prefer?
As you like.
Okay, I'll ask you questions and then after that you ask me questions, okay?
Okay.
So, part 1 question. Are you working or studying?
Right now, I'm not working, neither I'm studying. I'm actually a homemaker, and actually I'm taking care of my family.
Okay, so what do you normally do at home?
Basically, my work starts, my day starts with my morning schedule, preparing breakfast for my family and taking care my 3.5-year-old kid. So my whole day goes around like this.
Okay. So, do you study or do you learn to look after your home from somebody?
I didn't get that question actually. Do I
Do you,
study?
or let's say, I'll just modify the question. Have you learned to look after your home from somebody?
Okay. Actually, I haven't think about this perspective. Like, I haven't think from this perspective because it's something that teaches to me that it's something that has been taught to me that that the lady of the house should take care of their family by themselves.
Okay, your last question. What's the most challenging part being a homemaker?
See, there are lots of challenge when you are a homemaker.
Yeah,
because
what's
there
the...
are so
Okay,
yeah. Because because there are so many people and you have to manage all of them. You are actually concerned about their problems, their happiness. So being a homemaker, I think you have to think a lot about the family. So I before thinking about yourself. So I think this is the biggest challenge while you are a homemaker.
Okay. Now we're gonna welcome Dave and Adwani and Jay. Who is Jay? Jay, do you wanna unmute yourself and introduce?
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Jennifer.
Oh, Jennifer. Okay. Ah, Jennifer. I remember your name, but I can't figure out the last name. But anyways, so now we're gonna. Have you been to Dave's practice sessions before?
Yes, just one.
Okay. All right. So we have Jaitly. I'm gonna admit her too. All right. So what I'm gonna do, Rishu, you are done with part one. Can you partner with? Okay, no, Dave first. Dave, what do you wanna do? Practice speaking or be an examiner?
No, I want to be the one. I want to be someone who's gonna take my test. So I love that one, to be honest, and that's why I'm here for. Don't take me wrong. I was just conducting all these examination, no, practice sessions because of for my benefit, but I don't think so. I'm compatible yet.
So you want to be the candidate for now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So Rishu, can you prepare questions for Dave?
Yes.
Okay.
Dave, any specific part you want to answer?
Please proceed with anyone.
Okay. Then should I ask you directly part 3 or part 2?
Whatever suits you. I don't have any problem.
See, I have all these part 1, part 2, part 3. I can ask you anything.
Start with part 2. That's my suggestion, Rishu.
Okay. So, Dave, this is a part 2 question. Describe an old person you know and respect.
Mhm.
And your pointers are who he or she is, how you know this person, what he or she is like, and explain why you respect him or her.
Right. Okay.
I'm just starting
Well,
with that now.
No, that's fine. I'm ready. I come up with so many people in my life, and the lady I admire most is my granny, and I learned so many things from her. The best thing I like about her is she has plethora of experience from her past, because we come from a family which was really struggling financially when she entered in a house long time ago, let's say 60 years ago. But her qualities in life and her moral values, changed each and everything for us. So we call her lucky charm. Well, she has taught me so many qualities because I'm in my six 30s now. So, but I have gone through so many problems in my life. But she always a support for me, and she was teaching about her experience, how to tackle with all these situations, and how to come up with all these challenges in her life. And she has taught me so many things about honesty and remember the core whenever you are down. And it's a life which is sometimes down and sometimes there are ups as well. And man, the real man is that one who remains stable, and whenever things are going against you, you should keep calm. And whenever things are going your way, you should not have proud of all these things. And one more important thing she has taught me is about keeping God in your prayers. It doesn't matter, because whatever is happening around, it is because of him. Even without his wish, even leave won't tumble. This is what she has taught me. And whenever I talk to her, I feel light. And unfortunately, it doesn't happen nowadays because I'm living so far away from her. But she's the lady I really admire a lot because of moral values and the life lessons she has taught me.
Okay, time
I
is
think my
up.
time is over.
Dave,
Thank you.
Okay, so do you wanna you want a feedback, Dave?
Yes,
I
please.
I would prefer not to give you feedback, but okay. So the real man is the one who remains stable. Did you say that?
Real, yeah, yes.
Yeah, that's what she told you. You kind of like relate what she told you about the real man is the one who remains stable. So I think I just love that line. Although when you say remain stable, I don't know if what you really meant by that, stable
Well,
financially or
no, I
emotionally.
mean mentally and mentally I was referring over here because in these circumstances, when things doesn't go your way, things don't go your way, you start losing your focus, you start losing your hope, and without hope is nothing is possible. Let me be honest with you on that. Uh, I was speaking with a candidate yesterday, and he was applying for this IELTS for almost 10 times, and in 11th time he got it, and he was going through this process for a year. So it's all about hope, and because he was hopeful, and he know he can do it. So I mean, this is why I'm telling everyone. Maybe here are some few people who have already appeared in this test once or twice, but it's all about keeping your hope alive. Because after one or two times, what happened? We start losing hope, and if so, whatever we have put effort earlier than that doesn't make any sense if you don't cross the barrier. So it was very inspiring story yesterday. Someone told me about it, so that's why I was sharing with each and everyone, which is nothing related to this topic. Yes, please proceed with your feedback. I will.
Okay, so you also mentioned keeping guard in your prayer. Did you say prayer? Was that the word?
No, I mean prayers.
Yeah. Okay, plural. Keeping guard in your prayers. So this one I don't I like the collocation keeping guard, but I don't know if it goes along with in your prayer.
Yeah, I got it. What you mean? Yeah, it's not wrong. It's if you are keeping someone, man or woman in your prayer, it makes sense. But I don't think so. Keeping God in prayers, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I got it. You're quite
Oh,
right on that one.
okay. So or maybe you wanted to say to always pray, just simple,
Yeah,
simple
I got it.
phrases. Yeah. Okay. And you said also that whenever you are with her, you feel light. Did you say you feel light or you?
Yeah, light is something. Whenever you are full of emotions, we call it you are heavy with your heart, and
Yeah,
whenever
yeah.
you call it light, so it's like you're enjoying the things. This
Yeah,
is
you
what I'm
feel
trying.
you feel comfortable maybe, or you feel like easy. It's easy to be with her or to be with that person,
Yep.
or you forget a lot of your whatever that the things that weigh
Well,
the things that weigh
I
you
I would
down.
I would love to discuss about this light word because I have seen people in UK they use this word a lot, and light is all about you feeling good and you have your path clear. There are two lines. Light focus on your path is clear, and light, and you are feeling motivational. You are full of motivation. I think light is the word they often use it. This is why I was using it. I
Okay,
don't know.
okay.
It is good.
Okay, yeah, I think, yeah, if you got it from UK, I just thought maybe you kind of translate your native language in your head from your language to English, because I do that also sometimes, or not sometimes, but it's just the native language in our head, and instead of just speaking English, we kind of like speak our language in our head and try to translate that into English word for word, and that's why uh, you know it makes.
Yeah, I
But
got
you
it.
said I
But
feel light if you say that it's the expression in UK, so We don't have that in Canada. I think we have a different expression, but you know how Americans, they have different expressions, and UK and Australia and Canada. So, but they're still English actually.
Right. But I have heard it. Right, people use it. That's why I was using that one. I mean, it's not like if I'll translate that one in my language, it doesn't make any sense. Light is light. I
Yeah,
mean, which comes
yeah,
from sun.
not heavy. Okay, yeah, same. Yeah, so yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, so let's proceed
Thank
to
you.
proceed to who, I don't know who is. Okay, Jennifer, maybe. Jennifer, would you like to have like part 3 questions? We can give you 3 questions of part 3.
Okay.
Okay, and then Dave and Rishu will get back to you guys when we still have time left, for example, after, I don't know, Jaitly and Adwani, what they want to do. All right, Dave, would you be kind to give, to be the examiner for Jennifer?
Yes, I love to. And hello, Jennifer. Well,
Hi.
I'll ask you questions about your favorite vacation, and recently participated in, and these are part 3 questions. You ready?
All right. Yes. Okay.
Right.
I'm ready.
First question is: are people taking more holidays and traveling far away these days?
I don't think so because people are very conscious about their health and they value health more rather than doing some activities. So I think they're just staying home or they just go to nearby malls just to have some things like they're just going to buy things and just talk to some of their friends, but I don't think they need to go somewhere else. But it depends on
Right.
the people actually.
Right, thank you. So, how important is tourism dollar for any economy? Let's say if someone is traveling your country and bringing some dollars in, so how important it is for your economy?
I think it's very important because dollars gives certain amounts. I forget the term of it, but yeah, mostly if my countryman goes abroad and they're sending yeah remittances to my country, so the government is earning money through that. So it helps the economy. Yeah.
Right, thank you. And will the tourism industry will grow in future or it will go down? What is your opinion?
Well, I can see that in the near future, maybe after a year, the economy or the tourism will grow because most of the people during the pandemic they refrained from traveling. So after the pandemic, and they're gonna go somewhere else. So that's my expectation. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Jennifer.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. So I think, Jennifer, your pronunciation almost perfect. I don't think you have anything to worry about. But like I always say to everyone, there is always room for improvement. But with your pronunciation, I won't worry about it. So maybe you can focus on something else. Because in speaking, you are marked uh, for fluency and coherence. That's 1. That's 25%. And then you have grammar, another 25%, pronunciation 25, and vocabulary 25. So I think you're pretty good actually. Except for one, when you say about the tourism, and I noticed you said will grow. I think you meant will grow, but you say will grows with S in the end, but maybe it was just a slip because I know that in the Philippines we are always very focused on grammar, and we know that will not have S. A verb that will follow will not have S in the end. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. And also, Jennifer, the fluency, it would also, um, you you are soft spoken. What I meant by that is you speak slow, but it's not really a big problem. It's just that you have to increase your speed a little bit. I know some of like Adwani. I also told her that she speaks very fast, and it's difficult to strike that balance, especially if it's in your culture. For example, I know in the Philippines too, we tend to speak slow. When I came to Canada, that's also their comment about me, that I'm a soft-spoken person. And I think it's because we are more on thinking of whether we make mistakes on the pronunciation or the words that we're going to use. So me personally, that's my weakness. So with the fluency, you can speak a little bit faster, not too fast because it's not also good, but just not too fast, not too slow. That's all I'm gonna suggest to you. To me, it's hard also to speak too fast. I have to think of the words. All right.
Rita, I have a question. I mean, it's very important for me to ask you.
Yes.
I mean, nowadays, what is happening? Whenever you are speaking with so many people, and especially for non-native speakers, what happens? We combine formal and informal words, and we are not sure like which one is formal and which one is not informal. And whenever we start talking about it, so if we'll talk about informal words, I mean, not much, but not many, but let's say they came out of my mouth during my interview. Do you think they'll go hard on me? The examiner I'm asking for.
You mean like if you use informal?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But you don't mean like you're cursing, right?
Sorry?
You don't mean like you're swearing something.
No, not asking for swearing, but informal words comes out, this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Words come out, I mean.
Actually, the examiners, they like it when we speak informal words because, I mean, informal, let's say here in Canada, that we have this expression like, it's pretty good, eh? We say that. So if I'm taking my exam here and I say, well, that's pretty good, but maybe it's not appropriate to say A, but we have this expression here, pretty good, something pretty good. And that when you write a formal letter, for example, or if it's writing, you can't say pretty good. You just have to say good or excellent, but not pretty good. But in speaking with the examiner, you can. Okay, so I'll tell you about formal and informal. Let's say perhaps or maybe. They mean the same. But perhaps it's more formal, so you can use that in writing. And but in speaking, it's maybe you can say perhaps if you've been using already maybe 2 times during this speaking, maybe you can vary it to perhaps. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry about informal. It's very normal during the speaking. It's just like talking to a friend. When you go with the examiner in the speaking test, just think that you are talking to a friend, and when you are talking to a friend, you don't go like many formal words. Although you can switch back and forth with formal and informal. And also, if you are aiming for higher level, you can throw like idioms and big words, but don't force it if you don't feel like comfortable using them. Okay, so next we'll have Jaitly and Adwani. I don't know what they want to do. Hi, Jaitly.
Hi, ma'am. Hi there.
Hello. And also Adwani. Adwani, what do you want to do?
I would like to practice. I don't know about Jaitly. Jaitly, what do you want to do?
Yes. Me too.
Okay, Jaitly. Yeah, can
Yeah.
you do an examiner as an examiner for Adwani? And
Sure.
okay,
Yep.
all right.
Okay. So part 1, 2, or 3?
Let's do part 1 and part 2.
Part 1 and part 2.
Or whatever you like. I'm okay.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So part 2. It's about books. Okay. Talk about a book you have never read but would like to talk about a book you have never read but would like to read. You should mention how well known it is, why you would like to read it, why you have never read it before. It's a difficult question.
I
Why
know.
you would like why everybody is behind me?
To make you excellent.
Yes, try your best shot.
Okay, so how well
No.
known it is,
One.
how well popular it is. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
why you
Why?
would like to read it.
Read it. Okay.
Okay, why you have never read it before.
Okay.
Okay, and say how you think it will compare to other books you have read. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you can take a time to prepare.
Yeah. Absolutely need time. Yeah.
Yeah, a minute. Yes.
Think.
Did you set your timer, Jaitly?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I have set. Okay, Aarti, you can start now.
Okay. Well, I'm not an avid reader, but when it comes to reading books, I would like to choose few of the books that interest me in terms of topics, and those will be most of the fictional books. Now, recently I came to know about a book which is called Mrs. Funny Bones, and I wanted to read this book from a very long time, but due to my hectic schedules, I hardly get any time to read or spend some time for myself. But whenever in future I'll be getting time, I would opt for this book. I'm quite fascinated about this book uh, because of the heading itself, because of the name maybe, and the name is Mrs. Funny Bones. I don't know how it attracted me. I remember once I was watching a TV and the actress who has written this book was promoting her book on television, and she is absolutely a wonderful woman, and also she's beautiful, maybe one of my favorite actor in past times. So her name is Twinkle Khanna, and why I've always been inspired from her writing is that the way she writes, the vocabulary she uses in her books, and especially her ideas. So I believe 2 years ago when I read my first book, it was her book only. So this when later I decided to start reading few of the topics, definitely I'll go for this book because she was the one from where I started, and she's my inspiration somewhere in reading. So I believe definitely this book will give me more understanding about how the woman thinks.
Okay.
And yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Very good.
How do you feel, Adwani?
Oh my God, I'm being tested on daily basis now.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah, it
I
was
found
good.
it good.
Let's just have fun, it's just practice in a way, and we can improve yeah. What I'm
Ma'am, I don't know how my ideas worked or no. I really want to know my feedback.
Okay, don't worry about ideas because it's not for the examiners. They don't really care about ideas. As long as they only care about your speaking, pronunciation, fluency, grammar, and vocabulary. That's all they care about. So no worries about ideas. Okay, there are just, when it comes to grammar, you said one of my favorite actor. And I noticed this, I think, I'm not sure if it was also you in the past, but our group, that you kind of like say this. I don't know if you guys really know the rules about when you say one of. It should be plural. Uh, uh, let's say you are talking about actors. So one of my favorite actors, because you are talking about more than one actors here, but one of them is your favorite.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you also say one of my friends. You don't say it's not correct to say one of my friend, because you don't have to say one of if you only mean one friend, or you only, I mean, like you can just say my friend. You don't have to say
Yeah.
one of.
Can I say friend of mine or favorite actress of mine? Maybe something like that.
Yes, but it was also okay to say one of my favorite actors, because maybe you have 5 of them. So one of them is her, or you're talking about specific individual. One of my favorite actors is so and so. It's correct, but what I meant is with actor you have to put s. It should be plural.
Plural.
Yeah. I don't know. You can review your grammars. You can even Google. Okay, we have only 10 minutes left, so let's get rolling, as Dave says. Okay, so who else who wants to talk? Jaitly, you don't need to talk. You don't need to practice, Jaitly. You're just here.
I think I'll be planning to give IELTS again, but yes, not decided yet. To get a better score, but yes, still all on planning.
Okay. But you
I'm
know,
planning.
when you are an examiner or if you are giving feedback, you also practice your speaking. Although it's not specific questions, but if you are really looking at specific questions, I can understand, because me too, even though I always convince myself that, oh, okay, if you are a host, you are also speaking, practicing and everything, but it's still different when you are really practicing answering those questions, that's possible topics, Okay, so what we're gonna do with the remaining 8 minutes? We switch again, so maybe we can do with Rishu. Oh, okay, Jaitly first. Ardi, do you wanna? No, I don't wanna say Ardi because both of you are Ardi. Adwani, do you wanna be an examiner for Jaitly?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe 2 questions only for Jaitly.
Okay, Jaitly, would you like to go only for part 2? I have a question in my hand.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okie
Okay.
dokie.
Okay. Your question is, describe an interesting phone conversation you had with someone. When you had this conversation, whom you talked to, what it was about,
Okay.
and explain why this conversation was interesting.
Okay. Describe a conversation you had recently.
Describe an interesting phone conversation you had with someone. It's not necessarily to be recently.
Okay, sure.
I'll start a timer.
Okay, I'll start now.
Okay.
Okay. I like talking. I like talking over phone with anyone, like maybe my friends or my seniors, and seniors at my workplace, or maybe like sometimes strangers even. So here I will talk about a recent conversation with one of my old friends. She is in India, and in fact, she was my school friend, and we had a conversation after a long time. I would say, if I'm not wrong, maybe about after 5 to 6 years, and I was very I got very excited to know that she was married 3 years back, and even have a kid. So I had this conversation with her last week, when somehow I was in Facebook. I got a friend's suggestion with her nickname, and I didn't understand that nickname, but I saw her photo, and then I remember that she is Rita, and I quickly sent her a message, although like I was reluctant to send it, because she was a stranger to me at that point of time. But yes, somehow I did it, and fortunately, I got a reply immediately after sending that message. And it was late at night in India that time, and mine was in the morning here in Melbourne. So we initiated the chat there on. I didn't talk about the conversation.
Yes. Actually, you gave lot of introduction.
Correct. Correct. I was into that moment actually, describing that moment. Finally, this happened to me. I actually get diverted in sometimes in part two questions, because I get deeply involved in that.
Yeah.
If it is in my experience, if the question is related to the experience which I had earlier, so
Okay, so we still have some minutes left, and I want to give one more chance or for Rishu and Jennifer. So you guys, do you wanna be partners, Rishu and Jennifer? Maybe you can use two part one questions for each.
Okay.
Okay, Jennifer, do you wanna ask two questions or part one questions to Rishu? Sorry, Rishu, okay, just give Rishu one question for part three.
Okay. Part three.
Yes, please.
Okay. So yeah, since we're still on the pandemic, what do you think will happen
Since we are,
after we resume our normal activity.
I'm just repeating the question. Since we are in the pandemic,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
going
it
to
just.
repeat that. I'm going to revise it.
Okay.
yeah,
Uh, do you think that vaccine will be available next year? And if it's already available next year, are you going to apply for it? I mean, are you a pro for vaccination, or are you still going to wait um, for a while before you can take it?
so if I'll say this, I'll take this medicine or I will not take this medicine. I'm not a medical practitioner, but I definitely depend upon that what the government and what the doctors recommend us. If they recommend that the vaccine is good and quite enough to cure that this COVID, so definitely I would like to go for this vaccination. And if somehow there are some drawbacks or some problems attached to that, we'll definitely consider it. But hopefully, I'm actually on the positive side, being an optimistic person. I always think that if the vaccine come, it would come with some benefit and some cure that definitely help the person and the people around the world. So I would I would prefer to go with that vaccination.
Okay, very good. Excellent answer, Rishu. Okay, now can you be give or can you give questions to Jennifer? Maybe two. You can still make it two for part one questions.
Part one questions.
Yes, please.
So your question is related to picnic. Jennifer, where do you go on a picnic?
Well, I'm not really, into a picnic because usually I just go to the mall to have my lunch or dinner, or it's a restaurant. But occasionally, if the weather is good, usually we go to nearby provinces that has a nice view, maybe on the top of the mountain, because it's quite cold there, and I like the ambience and the view. So yeah, that's my perfect, you know, scenery for the picnic.
Okay, one more and the last one, please.
So the last question is, do you make a list when you shop?
Yes, I do make a list when I shop because it's very important for me to be prepared. I'm a type of person uh, who wants to make things in a proper order. So I don't want to forget things.
Okay, that's about it, guys. So let me also turn this off. The live. Okay. So bye, guys.